Hello there, and as usual, I'm Aaron from Laststandgamers, and welcome. So today I'm bringing you another amazing spotlight. Now here in front of me is the Gradivus Maxima, created by a Steam user that doesn't have a name. Very suspicious indeed, but this guy loves building these various hangar type crafts. So first off, let's have a look around the exterior, then we'll pop inside, and this is a really big ship. As I start panning across this, you can just see how many hangar bays it has. So you've got the one hangar bay at the front there, you've got the second one on the side here, and the third one at the rear. And that's not discounting the one that we've also got at the front. We've also got docking stations at the rear. And if we go underneath, let's have a quick look under there as well. So you can see we've got these sort of retractive, sort of hidden docking areas that are recessed into different sections. But let's start by having a look at the front of the ship. So the front of the ship is split into these two cells with the hangar in the center. Each one of these cells actually has 4 thrusters in, and we've also got this sort of staggered piece of armor that runs along the side. This creates a little bit of detail, a little bit of depth, and contrasts the outside, and it also acts as a bit of protection. Having a bit of staggered armor like this, or spaced armor, is really good at protecting your ship from some of them larger warheads or larger sort of missiles and torpedoes. So coming down the side here, you can see how the armor really nicely wraps around that side. You can see we've got the first hangar. I'll just quickly dip inside here for you so you can have a quick look. So you can see that massive hangar bay there with these tiny fighters on either side. And if we come a little bit further underneath the actual ship, you can see we've got this really nice, smooth, curved section here that allows you to access the underneath hangar. Now, for a ship of this size, it is quite sparsely sort of armed. We've got a few Gatling turrets and a few missile turrets, enough to deter a fighter, but this is going to really need some sort of escort. So we come a little bit further along the side, you'll notice we've got some more iron thrusters as well as more Gatling turrets. We've got this cool sort of venting section here that takes you inside. I'm trying not to spoil too much of inside, but I keep dipping in because it's so cool. So as we come back into this area, we've got another thruster, and obviously there was a design thing here where we needed this section to be open so the thruster wouldn't burn a hole in it, so it's created this really nice vented sort of staggered armored position with thrusters also tucked inside there. Really nice to see indeed. And of course we've got like a little rescue pod. I can only imagine this, it looks like some sort of life raft that you would deploy or something on a natural ship, but I'm not too sure what that would be. It might be a storage tank or something that's disguised. So as we come a little bit further back, we've got that other large hangar. We've got access to that large hangar through these little cool bubble shaped doors, and as we come into this rear section, we've got a double-sided turret that's tucked away into the side, adding a little bit of protection to the turrets but also limiting their arc of fire. And then we have the rear double hangar, so really nice indeed. Let's just wrap around the top. We've got the rear hangar bay that's made out of large sort of blast door blocks, so it's not for a little bit of protection from burning. And as you can see, into this section we've actually got some oxygen farms that are using the sunlight themselves to produce oxygen for the actual craft. More of these sort of rescue boys, and as we continue working along, we've actually got the bridge segment here that's quite low down to the hull. It's not too exposed, so it's not going to get cut off like you might see in other ship designs. Coming a little bit further, another little docking section, but I just really like how this particular section is ribbed up. We've got these contrasting colours, just makes it look really nice indeed. And as we come into this section, we've got these cut down catwalk blocks, and it looks like you could quickly access these little pads for various fighter missions and whatnot. And all of these little fighters are hydrogen powered. Really nice to see indeed. A really well thought out hangar ship. Now let's go inside. This is what you've probably been waiting for. So as we enter through the front hangar bay, we'll spawn our character in, and here he is. So we can activate his little legs and start moving around this craft. Of course, it's going to be a little bit performance heavy, so we might stick to the actual spectator cam so it smooths out rather than being a little bit jaggery, because this is a bloody large ship. So we've got the 2 turrets there, so if the gate is open, you're not going to have a Star Wars issue where the ship's going to speed into your hangar bay and cause some serious disruption to whatever's going on in here. In this section over here, we've got ourselves these cool little wheel type wall details, really nice indeed. Something I haven't seen before being used like that. And we've got another fighter with all Gatling cannons there, as well as a med bay, so you can quickly respawn and get straight back into the ships. So that's the atrium, and in this section we've got another hangar area. That is the Shuttle Hangar, and it's currently vacant, so it's got all these little signs of oxygen levels, so maybe if we pressurise that. So as we come into the atrium doors, we proceed through the first airlock. We've got the windows on both sides here. It's really nice to look out of. Something when you're building these ships, you need lots of access as well as lots of windows just so you can see exactly what's going on. We've also got some information on one of the ships there, by the look of it. As we continue working our way through, we've got these little hangar bays, little glass entrance ways, so you can actually sleep and dock and have a look out to the hangar bay while you're doing so. Really cool idea. We've also got a cryo chamber on this side. Really nice, lovely concept. Really like the open plan design. As you can see, we've got this rear hangar here. I think this is actually the middle hangar. We've got the two connectors, the doors over slightly off center. We've got the command and control room. God, I'm a sucker for command and control room. Just look at this guy. I can imagine bossing some drones down there who are working on a semi-constructed ship. So cool. We've also got some diagrams here that have been inputted. Let's go back through this separate airlock and we enter into this section. So we've got space engineers down there. We've also got the medical port medical rooms down here. So that just takes us back to these cool little glass chambers. Also a turret in there for a little bit of defense. Very nice indeed. Let's continue moving our way through. So this is the stairway. We've also got these two rooms off to the side. So that is a nuclear reactor room. Really nice. We've got glassed up gyroscopes behind the wall. Let's move on, and this is probably going to be mirrored exactly the same. Really nice use of different blocks here to keep a bit of detailing. Also, this is going to act as a bit of protection from the reactors exploding themselves. So let's go back into the center and work our way into the stairway. Now through the stairway glass we go, and we have a little bit of information. We have the bridge, we have the system control, lounge and cabin area. We've got a lot to explore basically. So as we work our way up the staircase, we've got some more information. We've got some more turrets. We've also got these sort of large pictures going on that you see in quite a lot of ships, just trying to get you away from the dullness of space, you could say. This is the lounge and cabin. So we've got two doors, and obviously we're going to have some sort of pressured airlock system that automatically works, like so. There's the lounge up there and around here, as well as the medical bay. I've got this side sort of door. Got another one of these little airlocks. I like how this works. This is just a system to stop depressurizing the whole ship, something that I tend to do a lot of. So we're working our way around one of these back routes. Got more sort of cabins and storage area. Really nice indeed. But let's just cut back and we'll do a little bit of a cut through the floor itself and have a look at some of the more interesting areas. Of course, with a ship of this size, it's hard to show every particular segment off, but there is lots of access ways around the back here, so you could weld up blocks if part of the ship goes down. So let's actually go up to the bridge itself, and let's have a look what we've got going on here. So we've got a lower bridge section and a higher bridge section, and it looks like we've got the current, the direction, just information that you're going to be needing. And since we're up here, let's actually take this guy for a little bit of a test flight and just see how it performs. Now, from the Steam page, I've been told that the acceleration is extremely slow and the gyroscopic movement is extremely slow, but we are using iron thrusters to propel us. Let's just check our slowdown. Slowdown's not too bad, but our acceleration is a big problem. But for a ship of this size, it's something that you'd expect, and probably when you've docked this into a position ready to begin a battle, you're just going to be sitting there anyway, defending it while it launches various fighters to attack different locations. So not the most maneuverable ship out there, but a really nice one, and I recommend that you check it out on the workshop. There'll be a link down in the description below, and I will see you next time.